fucking bullied by Feeney.
Bullied?
Yeah, peer pressured.
It was a light observation.
That's all it takes, dude. We were gonna drink water this whole time.
Yeah. It was so
What a
neutral. It
terrible
was almost
podcast.
telling us not to drink.
Would have been so fucking.
So, like, what else you got going on?
Yeah. Congrats on everything I've been watching you from afar. Really, it's just all complimentary.
Yeah. Really proud. Really happy with the stuff you guys are putting out.
Yeah, so consistently good, man. Congrats. Congrats on the baby and the wife.
It's growing.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, you look taller. Your hair's great. All you guys like, I didn't
boys.
expect you guys to
Yeah. Did you grow?
fucking drink water on this podcast. That's all it took. Yeah. You know what? Fuck you. I will get a beer.
Yeah.
And it is bullying. It's beer bullying. And I usually do the beer
is,
bullying.
yeah.
So you better calm down.
I love it.
You guys want to do Coke?
It's weird you guys aren't doing Coke.
So we're just doing beers then?
Yeah.
The subtlety, the mastery of it.
It takes a
Dude, it's an
certain,
Eagles tailgate, so we're only doing beers, huh?
Just beers today? Yeah.
just the mild disappointment.
Can I go for my nose?
You could be having the best time in the world. Someone's like, so we're just going to do this then?
gonna-
Yeah,
just
you're like,
only
what do you mean?
Is there more?
Yeah.
Some dude's looking for reception in a different parking lot, trying to call his guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the Jetro. Come down in the Jetro lot. 11B. Dude, shout out to Finback. I had a meeting with them, and they gave us a shitload of free beers.
Nice. Good brewery.
We might have a
Collab. We might do a collab.
Stuff Island IPA
Beer collab.
is in the talks.
Yeah.
I have to put together
There's
a little,
whispers.
presentation.
What about a stuff?
Really?
No.
What about
You got to do a PowerPoint?
No, I got to give them like selling points as to why it would be advantageous for those guys to.
What about this?
Oh.
Collab.
Stuff ILPA. Like island, but then switch it to the IPA.
No.
Okay. It sounded better up here.
It did. No,
But-
it's cute.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cute, but then you
Stuff
lose the
Island.
whole Stuff Island.
Sure. But
2 weeks later, stuff I'll be.
it's like when you get
Stuff
shit-faced and you
IPA.
try and say the name, it runs and goes, Stuff ILPA. You know?
That's a terrible idea. We'd never use it.
Yeah, by the third one of these, you're gonna be saying it.
Yeah.
That is probably the best bet for my health. I feel like shit. A big fuck you to the Eagles organization. First off,
This is a new segment called Big
fuck
Fuck You.
you losing to the Jets. 4 turnovers, a missed field goal, and I lost $1,200.
What?
I bet $1,200. I started texting fucking Roan and Smitty from Barstool. I'm like, the line's at 6.5. This doesn't make any sense. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? They're like, no, you're not wrong. Fire away. I'm also a grand in. Oh my God. What a fucking shit show.
That defense, man.
Their defense is great. Don't get me wrong.
Defense is stout.
But they didn't have their fucking star cornerback. We were going to eat them up.
I mean, the Jets don't even have the quarterback.
Yeah. No, they don't
Like,
even
it's-
have.
Yeah.
He had a good game for him. And then Hurts decided to fucking, I don't know, switch teams.
Yeah.
Threw 3 fucking picks.
Lane Johnson went down.
Yeah, Johnson's down. God damn it.
Yep. This is that time of year.
Well,
where
this is
really-
when the fucking
everyone gets hurt.
the Eagles go in the trunk like the youngest son, and the Phillies sit up front. You put the wife in the back seat.
That's nice of them.
Phillies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want to take too much of the shine from the Phillies right now. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
admirable. You know?
Yeah. Fuck.
And then it'll be a great comeback story the rest of the winter. Meanwhile, the Giants are already done. It's already over.
I wore my satin Eagles jacket to a New York bar,
That's tough.
only to hear
Every
constant
time.
jeering from,
Yeah.
from Jets. I was screaming like, yeah, at least we don't have a 9/11. It was like bad.
What?
Yeah, I started saying weird shit because I was getting real fired the fuck up.
First
But
off-
I shook hands on the way out saying, thanks for letting me share your
We
table.
all have 9/11.
Yeah. It's kind of a national tragedy, really.
9/11 is all.
Yeah, you go to Hawaii, you're like, you guys got fucking Pearl Harbor. Meanwhile,
Yeah, at least we protected our ships, you fucking loser.
I don't know.
Somebody once said to me, like, yeah, no, terrorists, your city sucks so hard, terrorists wouldn't even fuck with it.
Oh, never.
That's great.
Never,
great.
Never. Could you imagine if Philly got hit in 2001?
Yeah, oh,
People would be like, "Phew, well,
yeah. I mean, the
yes.
buildings weren't even
It would
high
be-
enough.
it would be-
dude.
yeah.
They would crash trying to hit
might
one.
not make the paper."
It's like Pittsburgh in the 1800s,
Yeah. Oh no, Liberty 1 went down.
which is all half a mall, which no one's ever in. It's a
We
weird
lost an
plaza.
Express. Yeah.
It has Annie Ann's and fucking Gap and a structure that doesn't even exist anymore. How are you, Feeney?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me. It feels good
Yeah.
to hang out with you guys. See you guys.
Yeah.
We had a fun time at Skankfest.
We
I feel
always
like
did,
yeah.
at Skankfest, really, no matter how long we go without seeing each other, Skankfest, it just kind of feels like we all like the group, as I call it, between. I feel like ever since Skankfest Houston, we all sort of between like Butterly and us and Cannon and Sagler, it all kind of just melds together.
Whenever you
Yeah.
see each other's face, it's like finally getting to a rest stop when you have to piss. It's just like a comfort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like I know I'm safe. I don't know
also
why I said
feel
that.
like I also feel like Cannon and Saglow and Feeney are always hiding somewhere.
Yeah.
And I always run into you guys when I'm also looking to hide. It's like when you play hide and go seek at like Thanksgiving or something, you like open the cabinets under the sink and like someone's like, I'm in here.
Yeah. You got room?
I feel like every time I ran into you guys, you were like high as fuck, also trying to just separate yourself from the pack for a little bit.
Sure. Yes.
And
Yeah.
it was
dude.
such a pleasure to see you guys.
Yeah,
and be
it's-
like, oh,
Because there was a weird amount of like comedy drama this time, which felt like some high school shit.
Yeah,
that we were
what
just
was
like,
that?
I missed
don't-
that.
there was
I
like multiple groups of people fighting one another and like people wanting to fight. There were some Philly guys trying to fight. Things are really getting out of control. And we were just kind of like, we weren't in that right state. You, by the way, had maybe my favorite moment of all of Skankfest.
What did I do?
I don't know if you remember.
Was I there?
Yeah, I mean, physically, yes. We were leaving one of the nights, whatever it was, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. or something, and you had gotten like a drink, like a little whiskey that you had that we were taking to go, and then like right as we walked out, some fan like just like slammed into you, and you got your whiskey went all over you, and you were livid. And I could see, not only were you mad because you just lost your drink, but it's like literally all over, and you were so pissed. And me knowing you at all, I'm like, this is gonna be
Explosive.
like, this is gonna be explosive, and this is also going to lead to a series of events the rest of the night where Tommy's gonna be on edge, and like it's like things are, everyone kind of
This
is
is
quiet.
Philly's 9/11.
So I literally, it's like a powder keg moment here that we're watching, and I see you, you're like wiping yourself off. You're like, motherfucker, all this kind of stuff. And I go, oh, dude, that sucks. And you go, you see this? And you have your hand near your pocket, and you reveal in your hand you have 2 high chews, those little candies. He goes, you see this? It ain't all bad. And then you winked at me. And then you were just in
They
a
weren't
good
even
mood.
edibles, right? They were just candy.
No, they were just candy.
Yeah.
But like I thought for sure you were about to be like, this motherfucker, fuck this place, let's go fuck. And the fact that you turned around and were in a great mood and just going, it ain't all bad, and winking at me and you did it just to me. No one else saw it. It was the funniest thing I laughed for
I think
hours.
I was
That's
just so
genius.
I
I,
was-
got to start carrying around some of those nerd balls, with me. just in case you get in a fight with the bartender. I can be like, Tom,
Dude, on every level.
start throwing them towards the door.
Dude, have you ever had?
Like Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah. Well, like, I'm gonna fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Is that a high chew?
No, they're nerd clusters. You ever had a nerd cluster?
Dude.
Knock your socks off,
Yeah,
pal.
it's-
Okay.
If you're
They're
a candy
unfucking real.
guy,
I'm
they're-
listening.
They're unbelievable.
Just a gummy center with
it's a
just
gusher wrapped in nerds,
Oh.
covered in
essentially.
nerds. Yeah,
But yeah, man, it was just so on every level. It was the definition of comedy, where it was like a surprise. I didn't expect you to be a high chew guy. I didn't expect you to have candy. I didn't expect you to not be mad about the whiskey or just everything about it.
I'm glad I surprised
It
you.
was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was just fucking tired of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was
When
so
you're
tired of
yeah.
like all the shit.
yeah.
I didn't have anything left. I got sick.
You got sick?
Yeah, I ate a Starbucks sandwich. I missed my first show, which was like one of the best shows. It was like Ron White, and like it was like a nice lineup. And I went downstairs, ate a Starbucks sandwich, and pissed out my ass for 3 hours straight. Oof. That's how I started. That was like day one after the first night's party.
Yeah.
And then I just ran myself into the fucking ground for 3
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
I don't think I'm not doing
The whole time.
the whole time
It's too
anymore.
much. It's simply too much.
Thursday to Monday is crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
And you're fucking on the whole time. It's like going to a work conference.
It's like 14-hour days. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a lot.
And it's like on day 2 when you're like, well, the only way to feel better is to start drinking again. You're like, okay, this is kind of fun. But on day 4,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like, the only way to feel better is to keep drinking.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, this is.
My only goal this time was to not lose my voice because I always lose my voice by like Saturday night every single time, and this time I kept it the whole way. But it took a lot of substance, you know what I mean? To really balance out everything.
What'd you do? Acid? Shrooms?
We did mushrooms the first night. We did Molly, one of them, which I haven't done Molly in 8 years, I think. But it was only because the people who took it the day before didn't die. I'm just fentanyl now terrifies me to the point where I'm like, I was good with never doing Molly ever again, and then. And then a little acid, on the last night as well. Then a quick
Did you
little
stick around for the
8 hour
concert?
chip. What?
The concert? Whatever it's called?
The goddamn comedy jam? Yeah, we were like, that's when we were on acid. And it was crazy because that's, they performed in that
Outside
ring,
yeah.
like, which is, it's like a wrestling, it's like bouncy. So it's like people were, when they brought all the comics on stage, everyone was jumping up and down, and like the whole thing, like the drum set was like moving, and it looked like at any moment it was just classically going to collapse inside. And it was like Butterly and Sagalo and Canada, myself, just a bunch of people that were on acid. Just at one point, we recognized the danger of it. We worried for a sec, and then we decided, Tim actually turned to us and just said, let's fucking break this ring. And then we just started jumping like as hard as we can in an effort to destroy and have everything fold in. And to the ring's credit, it held up.
Wow. Well, I didn't go. Were the instruments...
They were on
and
in
the people?
Ring. Yeah.
On the people, but they took down the turnbuckles and the ropes, so it was just the base, so like as a stage. But it was like literally like people were holding the piano down so that the guy could play it. But it was like it was wild. There was way too many people on the. I mean, there must have been 65 comics on the stage.
God,
So
what's the weight limit on that?
Apparently, at least one more person than what it held because it didn't collapse.
Oh,
But,
God.
Do they rent that ring? Is there like a ring rental place?
of course, yeah. I don't think they own it.
Yeah.
And put it in storage for half a year.
Yeah.
What's the guy look like who rents rings? Wrestling rings.
I don't know.
It's a tough looking guy. I
He's
bet.
got at least
It's just got to be
5 or
Zach
6
Amico.
other
It's got to be
jobs.
a Zach Amico with like a fake wig.
Yeah,
I just imagine him driving that like dog truck from like
What, Dumb and
Dumb
Dumber?
and Dumber? Yeah. It's just like like that van is doing a lot of different jobs,
a lot of heavy lifting.
including toting
Fingering
around
kids.
yeah.
Dog delivery.
That's got to be a bummer. Trying to molest a kid, you got to like move turnbuckles and shit.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of good though. It keeps them in. You know what I mean? You can throw them off the ropes. They land.
Putting
it's fun.
giant dog ears on a child molestation van is a good move. That's fucking marketing.
Yeah. It's also one of those things where you go, obviously that's not the molesting van because it's too like no one would
Right.
suspect it.
Yeah,
because
you're
it's
hiding in plain sight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's of course they would be crazy to be the molesting van with ears of that size.
There's no way. Yeah.
I can't take another loss tonight. If the Phillies don't pull this off, I'll be a problem. No more candy in the pocket if the Phils take a fucking L.
Yeah, get the high chews out.
There's no more candy in the pocket. I will knock out a fucking...
And you guys went to you guys went to game 3?
Yeah, we did.
That's awesome.
6 homers, dude.
Yeah, that was like what a perfect game to go to. We were just like it was never close.
Dude, and we went to the World Series game we all went to last year. They had 5 homers.
Yeah, that's
2 games, 11 home runs.
wild.
It's unheard of.
Yeah, and that postseason home run
dude.
feeling is like so crazy.
Oh my God.
Dude, it was
feels
so
like
much fun.
Everyone's jumping on a ring, dude. The whole place is it's the closest thing to a football playoff that baseball can get.
Yeah.
There's no other thing like it in baseball.
Dude, when they started doing the chop, they started doing like the whole stadium started doing the Atlanta Braves
Yeah, yeah.
chop.
So
it
sick,
was
dude.
so funny.
God.
And
What
they're
a
a really
genius move.
likable team.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's wild to watch. Like I'm like a Yankees fan, so like the Phillies aren't like a nemesis to me at all. You know what I mean? Like I really enjoy watching them this season. It's been fun. Man.
Yeah. They're kids, dude. It's like you see them in the locker room afterwards, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot. They're 23 years old.
Except every Yankee fan is going, like, all of my Yankee Twitter is just lamenting the Bryce Harper. You know, they keep pulling every time Bryce Harper gets a hit, let alone a home run in the postseason. They just pull up that Brian Cashman quote being like, when he was a free agent and just only wanted to be a Yankee his whole life. And they put up Brian Cashman's quote was like, we have no room for Bryce Harper. We have 6 outfielders: Clint Frazier, Miguel Andujar, and he named like Aaron Hicks. They named like 5 people that aren't even in the sport anymore. And then they were like, and Judge. So we got no room for him. And they didn't even have a fucking phone call.
This is him coming out of Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he wanted
Not even the draft.
all he ever wanted to do was be a Yankee. That was his whole thing. They didn't even have a meeting with him. They didn't even take a tertiary meeting with Bryce Harper because they had just got Stanton. So it was like the biggest like ice cold takes, age terribly of all time.
Jesus
Well, I'm glad they did that because I feel like that probably injected some real energy into his veins when he joined the Phillies. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. It would have been perfect. That's swing.
Yeah, that's like the history of the Flyers organization is like every time we let someone go, they become an absolute all-star.
He would have hit 70 homers out of that short porch.
He's like
every year.
Yeah.
He's like exactly what we needed, which is a left-handed power bat with like an edge. You know what I mean? Like kind of like instead we settled for like Josh Donaldson. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
When he's 39 years old.
Well, fuck the Yankees too.
Yeah, I fuck the Phillies.
Yeah, everybody can catch it tonight. I don't feel well.
They lost to the Jets. They needed it. They needed to lose one.
Yeah.
They needed to lose one.
The problem is it was such a bad loss on Jalen Hurts' part that now I'm listening to the journalist saying there might be a problem here. It's bleeding into my skull, whereas before I'm like, look, they're working out some kinks here.
No.
He's still putting up incredible numbers. Last night was, I don't know what the fuck, who that was. If you unzipped him, he was like fucking Ty Detmer. Like, if you took off his black
Just
skin,
3 kids
Ty
on each other's
Detmer
shoulders.
Yeah, it's just 3 terrible high school quarterbacks on each other's shoulders. Yeah, it was fucking. I couldn't even watch Sports Center. I get nauseous.
Yeah.
But that's how spoiled I am right now. You know?
Yeah, dude,
Things
you're
are
getting
going so well.
playoff. Focus on playoff baseball. Man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like such a rare, hard feat.
True. Give me that hat.
Let Jalen Hurts worry about Jalen Hurts.
There you go.
You know?
Damn, Dad.
Yeah.
There he is.
This is the ball cap that won us the last series. You understand?
It's so funny.
I got my pants on. I got the fucking. That's my rally towel. That's gonna go in my top pocket on my cord shirt. Everything's going back on.
Yeah.
All right.
Every game.
The way I've been doing it is I'm drinking beers. Whenever they score their first run, I stop drinking that beer and I just put it to the side. And that's it.
Till when?
Till the game's over.
You just get another drink?
and then I get another drink.
Wow.
You just stop drinking one beer?
Yeah,
The current
I
drink.
stopped drinking the drink where they score their first run, and I just set that aside and do not
This
touch
is
it.
so crazy. I love it.
Yeah. Because
Why?
that's what I did at the Bombs away game.
Oh.
I had a beer and I had peanuts on it at game 3, and I was so nervous. I was just standing watching the at bats because the Braves had just gone up one. Castellanos jacks one, and I was like, I'm not touching anything. I don't vape while they're at bat.
That's hilarious.
I don't move the drink where they scored their
How
first
did
run.
you be a Phillies fan, though? You're from Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
So you should be Yankees or Red Sox.
I was Mets growing up, and then I lived in Philly for 20 years.
Right.
And I still like the Mets. I still do like the Mets. My family's all Mets.
That's hard to be Mets Phillies,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
then
but once
it's
you
like,
live in Philly that long, it just becomes part of
I get
it.
being Philly, but then you
yeah.
got to be like, no more Mets. They're
Yeah.
fucking,
No.
they're rivals. You know, the only thing I'm living on now is that the Yankees have the most recent postseason win of the AL East because all 3 teams in our division all made it to the postseason. They all got fucking swept. So now any Blue Jays fans who's chirping me, I'm like, and we got the last win like a year ago.
It's crazy what happens in wild card, dude. It's like you almost don't want that long time off. Those 2 weeks off have been proven to fuck a lot of these
brutal.
top run or top win teams.
Dodgers,
Dodgers got swept.
Orioles
Blue
won
Jays maybe?
got swept. They
crazy.
all got.
Well, that's the thing is like you want to be hot going into the postseason, and when you're fucking 14 games ahead, it's like you haven't played a meaningful game not only in the last month, but probably in the last like 2 months.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
Like,
anything.
You've just been like cruising in, and everyone else has been fighting and scratching and clawing. Yeah, so it's like if they're streaking, it's like you're just gonna run into a
the same thing with
buzzsaw.
Phillies now. Like I would never think our bullpen could last as long as the NLCS alone. But if your aces are
Yeah,
spinning
great
6
starting
to 7,
pitches. Yeah.
you're fucking golden, dude.
Yeah.
You don't need.
Kimbrel really can try his best to blow games too, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He really makes it interesting for no goddamn reason.
All right. Rocket money. Rocket money.
Do you have it up?
Yeah. You can quickly identify all of those sneaky subscriptions that keep charging you month after month and cancel any you no longer use. It's such an easy way to start saving money. 80% of people have subscriptions they forgot about. I know you do.
Yeah, I've got a lot that I, sometimes I'm like, I'm still subscribed to that? That's crazy.
Yeah. Or I like got it through like I got Hulu on my phone through Disney or something, but then I also have a separate Hulu account and it's fucking chaos. It's 2023 and it appears that we can't buy things anymore. Oh, we only subscribe to them. I was like, wait.
Chris, come on, man.
There's subscriptions for everything these days. Everything, for razors, streaming services, fitness programs, food, even bacon of the month. It's no wonder it can feel impossible to keep tabs on what you're paying for every month. You've subscribed to bacon of the month.
Subscribe to a lot of stuff.
That's why I'm a huge fan of Rocket Money. All right. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way.
This kid reads every
by
fucking
going to
bullet point. It says pick
rocketmoney.com.
one.
This is the call to action. Rocketmoney.com/StuffIsland.
Oh. Rocketmoney.com.
Yeah, that's
Stuff Island.
Yeah, that's rocketmoney.com/StuffIsland. Rocketmoney.com/StuffIsland.
Last week, I gave a big fuck you to the Eagles organization. I'd like to say thank you this week. DraftKings, I lost a lot of money last week, but this week I did well. NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball's back with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll start the season with an instant dub. Basketball's more fun when you are in on the action. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code StuffIsland. New customers get $200 bet and bonus bets instantly for betting just $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code StuffIsland. The crown is
that's
yours.
free money. You're leaving free money on the
It's
table.
crazy.
You got to take advantage.
What are you doing?
Okay, Waboba, we love Waboba. We're a Waboba podcast.
We are a Waboba.
Yeah,
we're a Waboba podcast, and we're a Waboba family. Are you a Waboba guy?
Boba drink?
No, it's a sports ball.
Oh.
And now they're making discs. They made Wingman discs. Okay, the Wingman Hitman. It's a travel disc golf target.
Oh.
So they got this sweet little. That's a
Whoa.
little bounce. Yeah, dude, they're fucking phenomenal. Yeah.
I want you to have that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Give it to your kid.
I'll take it home to my
dude,
Take
kids.
them both
Skip.
home.
Yeah.
Take them both
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
I have like 6 of these water balls. They are unbelievable. They bounce on the water. They skip. You could throw 50 yards.
It's also good.
I could throw like
stress
75, but
relief.
you 40, 50 yards.
32.
32. See that?
Dude, it's so easy to set up this target and play anywhere. We're gonna set one up in the backyard right next to our actual golf.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's disc golf.
disc golf.
And disc golf is fun as hell, so you want to get some practice in. Look, it comes with 4 Wingman discs. These little, they're 100% silicone discs. They're nice. You can just huck them. They also turn into diving toys if you're using them in the pool, but they will not float. They're safe to throw indoors, and they won't hurt people when they get hit. They weigh less than 5 pounds. Right now, Waboba is offering our listeners 30% off. You can get 30% off this. And the Wingman Hitman. Just go to waboba.com and use code StuffIsland. That's WABOBA.com and use code StuffIsland to save 30% today.
Look, wops. You wops like pasta, right? All the wops like pasta. But
But
they
what's
don't
the biggest
like
problem with wops?
They're
fat.
Their wops are fat. You got to be skinny. And if you want to be skinny, you got to get on this new pasta. It's pretty fucking great.
It's skinny pasta.
Skinny pasta. That's why they call it skinny pasta. But the WOP pasta comes with a lot of baggage. You eat too much, you get hungover, basically from not knowing when to stop shoving shit in your mouth.
Yep.
Not with skinny
You
pasta.
call
Let me tell you
sauce
why.
gravy. There's all kinds of stuff.
It's skinny on ingredients. 5 all-natural, plant-based, non-GMO, gluten-free ingredients. That's good for LA, right? That all sounds very LA.
Oh, yeah. People love it there.
Skinny pasta, the 9-calorie, 0 net carb noodle. It's skinny, makes you feel fuller for longer because the pasta is empty carbs. A healthy serving of fiber means 0 net carbs. Skinny on calories. 4.5 calories per serving. Conventional pasta has a recommended serving size of 2 ounces, which brings 200 calories. Mostly empty carbs coming along with it. We actually are going to do, I'm going to challenge Skinny Pasta. We're going to do a look at dish with probably that fettuccine.
Yeah.
When our buddy Sam Talent was on, we did a
Pescatori something.
puttanesca. I made a puttanesca with the fresh fettuccine.
And this cooks in 2 minutes.
And it's 2 minutes. So we're going to make a fettuccine. I think we're going to do a puttanesca.
Yeah,
all right?
I like it.
So I'll let you know how it goes. I'm going to taste it this week. We just got it in. So Skinny Pasta.
We're going to show you how it goes. So
we will
tuned.
stay tuned. But if you want to buy it before that comes out, Skinny Pasta was designed to mirror the taste and texture of conventional pasta, but with the lowest calories per serving in the pasta category. This means you no longer have to make a decision between achieving your fitness goals and indulging in your love for pasta.
Great taste, less filling.
At the end of the day, you'll fill up on the stuff on top of your pasta, not the empty carbs in conventional pasta, okay? We know you'll love the Skinny Pasta as much as we do. We're offering an exclusive deal to all podcast listeners. Use promo code StuffIsland25 at itsskinny.com. That's StuffIsland25 at itsskinny.com. And you'll save a fabulous 25% off your first purchase. That's skinny.com, itsskinny.com. Promo code StuffIsland25. Save 25% on your first order.
That's a hell of a domain to get. It's Skinny.
It's Skinny?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we get our
For
domain?
an upstart, for an up-and-coming pasta company?
Somebody bought our domain before we can even figure out how to focus our cameras.
Yeah. Someone bought
Speaking of not having our
StuffIsland.com.
shit together until we got fucking producers.
Somebody
Somebody
purposely?
bought Stuff
Yeah,
Island.
they do
and
that.
those cunts are trying to sell it to us for like $8,000.
Oh, we had the similar thing
Yeah.
happen with
Piece of
Scissor Bros.
shit.
Someone
with
bought
an Instagram.
Someone bought ShaneGillis.com and it reroutes to Dan Soder.
Oh, somebody? I don't need to do a lot of detective work on this one. I wonder where
You go to
start.
ShaneGillis.com, it goes right to DanSoder.com and immediately reroutes.
That's fucking
hilarious.
hilarious.
Have they talked about that?
Yeah.
That's so
I've never
funny.
heard
Yeah,
that.
it's amazing.
If it wasn't for that insane catch in center field, I mean, the whole series might have changed.
But shout out Rob, the manager, for fucking putting Kimbrel in seventh inning.
Oh, yeah, dude. Rob Tom.
Badass move.
Yeah, I was like, Rob.
I
I thought
Shout
you were going
out
to say
Rob.
That's my friend Rob.
I thought you were going to say the manager of Barstool for getting
No.
us in there.
No. I'm saying to put Kimbrel in the seventh, fucking badass move. To just stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
It's like, I love that shit. I hate when there's like a critical juncture in a game, but it's like early in the second half and a coach doesn't call a timeout because they want to save it. It's like, dude, the whole game is this third down.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole game.
It's wild to
Fucking-
think that our fans are probably more interested in the ring story at Skankfest than what we're talking about right
yeah.
now.
Playoff, but yeah, by the time this comes out, this will have already have happened.
Yeah,
They're like, well, what do you think?
go
Yeah,
back
yeah.
to the dog child molester van thing. That was fun.
Yeah.
No, it'll be fun. I mean, like, I don't want to have a bad omen, but it would be funny if the Phillies get absolutely destroyed before this comes out.
Why would you even say
I mean,
something like that?
you just ruined this.
That is so
Get this guy
fucked
some
up.
high
No,
chews
because
quick.
it would be funny because they'll be listening to this. We're going, the Eagles blew it, but at least we still got the Phils. We'll be all right. Knowing that we're in total
You're being a real
darkness.
Met cunt right now. You know that? Dude, the Phillies are the best. They're going to win tonight. I'm going to turn
Yeah.
this whole attitude around. I don't feel good, but I think it's because of my nerves. Like I act like I'm playing. I get so anxious and butterflies that I act like I'm suiting up.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's so white trash, and I love it.
Yeah, but that's every sports fan is like that. You get that adrenaline of like, dude, I just hope that
They're not like
Oh,
that.
dude.
I don't know.
They're not all like that. You go west, go south, L.A.
Oh,
Those
LA
people,
that's not a baseball.
they don't
city.
even.
They
It's not even a basketball.
It's a
stadium.
scene.
Yeah.
Even the Lakers are great, but the people, they're dog shit.
Yeah.
And they're not fans. They're not
Jack
true
Nicholson
fans.
doesn't know
You ever
where
been to
he
a
is.
Seattle Seahawk game? They act loud. It's not real.
Oh, dude,
Is
I
that
was
real?
No, they're just parents cheering at a fucking kindergarten dance. They don't care. They don't get upset. They don't fight with their wives.
Dude, when I was getting negative in game 5, I was like, or game 4, I was like, oh God, we're fucked. And then I was like, if you had this attitude right now and you were at bat, you wouldn't get a hit.
Yeah.
How about you get positive? How
you
about
go.
you start believing?
What's
guy read
hilarious
this
is
guy
he's
read The
doing this in
Secret.
his own head, and I'll catch him like staring. I'm like, "What are you doing?" Nothing. I was just. Meanwhile, you're giving yourself playoff
No.
pick
I'm like,
me up talks.
Yeah.
That rules.
Yeah. It's like if you want to hit, you want to clutch hits.
Yeah.
You can't be fucking staring at your shoes.
Yeah.
Dude. You gotta act like you've been there.
Dude,
See yourself hitting a home run.
sometimes I'll walk in here. Chris has this stance on that couch.
Yeah.
And I'll just start laughing. We'll go, what? And I go, dude, just you. I can't imagine the mayhem in your skull
Dude,
right
my
now.
caller ID for him is a picture I took when we were in the Centurion Lounge coming back from Skankfest. We both got mimosas or drinks, and we're sitting there drinking, and we're in a conversation actively, and he's just like, he's holding a mimosa going, just thinking.
Well,
It's like,
you caught me looking at the guy next to me's mimosa and how much better it was. I was fucking furious.
why is it in a goblet? Mine's in a flute.
You know what it reminds me of? Like that animatronic animal band when they're like,
When they
the
power
song
down.
ends and just like, he's just staring at someone
Chuck E.
else's
Cheese.
drink. Yeah, circus town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing that right before the podcast.
Yeah, I
I
saw
was
you.
pissed off. I was pissed off because I was just looking through Instagram, and I have like a ex-girlfriend from like high school, and like she's a real LA person, and so all of her posts have to be put in the context of like world events that are going on. You know, like she can't just be like had an awesome time in fucking Puerto Rico.
It's like-
it's got to be like the events going on in Palestine
Jesus
are like
Christ.
really stressing me out. And like I'm with you guys in spirit, but every once in a while, some light breaks through, and it's just like them on the beach, and it's just like it's so insane. It just why can't you just be like, look, the fucking English breakfast this morning was good.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be. There doesn't need to be like a climate change awareness thing around it.
women and children are being slaughtered, but I'll finish this post after the spa.
Yeah.
Shut up, you fucking idiot. Nobody needs your message.
I just need to detox with this green juice.
Yeah, it's like posting a flag for what team you're on. Everybody knows what team's a good team.
No, it's fraught out
Yes,
there. It's
yes.
fraught with peril out there.
It is. The war vids are sick though. I mean,
It's like
bad.
it's like a full online war on Twitter. Like
Twitter.
Unprompted. I don't even follow the hashtags.
Yeah.
It just is like I open the
shout
timeline.
out Muskie, dude, giving us the goods.
I mean, it is just I like woke up yesterday, opened Twitter, and there's just like child beheadings happening. And I was like, oh,
That's not true.
Oh?
None of that happened.
oh, got you.
None of that happened.
Yeah. Who
They
knows?
still haven't seen one photograph of it.
I'll open
And the-
Twitter. I'll send you a few.
Oh no, it's doctored. It's been proven it's
Gotcha.
AI.
Oh, that's a good way to lie. Do you ever think about that, like with conspiracy theorists? That
Oh, yeah.
they're like that. There may be like the guys who were like Sandy Hook didn't happen. That was all fake. That was all crisis actors. You ever think that like those people specifically are just so incapable of processing trauma that they have to tell themselves and everybody else that because they can, the reality is too much
too
for them
bad,
to
yeah.
bear. So
Yeah.
they're like, no, children didn't die. It's a fake. It's all fake. And you're like,
Yeah.
we see them as monsters, but you're like, oh, maybe you just have no ability to cope and like understand the horrors of this world.
What you're doing right now is describing God. The
What do you
reason
mean?
people believe in the higher powers because they can't process.
Cope with the chaos.
Yeah, they can't
Yeah.
believe that nothing happens. You just disappear into dust.
Sure.
Well, then what?
Yeah.
The last 10 years of your life, you're like sitting like Chris, waiting for the death.
Yeah.
Praying for the
sometimes,
sweet
yeah,
release.
sometimes that's my 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah,
It's
there's
just thinking about
nothing
that.
gonna happen
Because
after
everything
this.
online is just like, I know about that, but this is just being used to advance an agenda. And then someone else is like, I know that you think that, but actually, when you have the opposite opinion, it's being used to advance the opposite agenda. And then they're both like right, kind of. And it's just like, this is chaos. And
Buddy, you just got to get the algorithms that show all the bloody wars, fist fights in the street, sports, My algorithm is fucking flying right now.
Dude, it's,
Man, I saw this great video today of this.
I'm in the HOV lane going 95.
I saw this video
It'd be
today.
so funny if your algorithm just became AI produced decapitation.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Really authentic,
First of
looking,
all,
fake
Chris,
horror.
first of all, we call that porn on my phone.
And then it's got the Kill Bill found of blood shooting up. Like, wait till. Dude, I saw this
it's
video.
Marge cutting off Homer's head.
I'll take
I
it.
saw this video today of a kid. It was like, like a schoolyard where and like the whole school gathers and there's two guys in the middle and there must be, I don't know, like 10 years old. And I don't know if they're having a dance. I think they're having like a dance off, like these two black kids. And the one kid, he struts up to the other guy. He picks up his arm, smells his armpit, and then collapses.
Oh, I've seen this.
And it
Murder,
crushes
yeah.
harder than anything I've
He's
ever
a little
seen
black
in my
guy,
life.
right? Yeah,
dude,
he's so
it's
cute.
the funniest video of all
Yeah.
time. That other kid is immediately self-conscious. He puts his arms down.
That's
He's like,
gotta
I don't
be
smell.
that's gotta be a drunk uncle joke that really hit him hard. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like he's too young to pick up that brilliance.
It's like a literal it's just a you stink line, but
Yeah.
if you have that in middle school, Tommy smells, and that's a thing that circulates. That'll ruin
You're
your
ruined.
fucking
Yeah,
life,
yeah,
dude. You
Yeah.
gotta move.
Yeah, you do have to. You have to move town, and you have to smell good every day.
You gotta get yourself expelled.
Yeah, because you have too much cologne on.
Dude, my dad was telling me that my nephew hit him with one of those. He was like, my brother wanted my dad to go out on the boat fishing with him. And my dad was like, I'm not going. And my brother was like, I'll buy you pizza afterwards. And my dad was like, all right. And they were on the boat and my brother was telling him that story. And he was like, yeah, Bob's got a real soft spot for pizza. And my nephew went, yeah, I know.
That rules.
I think you mean from pizza.
It was crazy. It's like, where the fuck did you learn that?
I feel like I did that to Bobby Kelly on our live pod.
Sorry, I hit you in the ribs
Yeah, you really
I thought
pierced
you were
pierced the
fatter,
armor.
honestly.
Yeah, you got in between the 12th and 11th. You got right in there. You know?
Yeah, you look good, dude. That's
Thanks, man.
The baby keeping you active.
Yeah, trying to do jujitsu now.
Oh,
Instead, 'cause
right.
I can't go to Ferg anymore, unfortunately. You
Yeah.
know, our personal trainer there. But yeah, trying. That's all that we can do, I'm trying to learn something, I guess.
Yeah.
I just have to trick myself. You love working out. You're great at it. It's a part of your life. I never had that. I've always had a skinny, high metabolism. So there was never that I got to work out. Otherwise I'm fucked. For me,
Right,
it's just, I would see people go into the gym in college and literally not understand why they were wasting their time. I would just play 5-on-5 full court basketball. That was my exercise. Any sort of non-traditional weights would be the only, and Ferg was the first person that I ever was actively interested
Yeah.
in the gym, but then that all went off.
Do they pair you up with other gay dudes?
Yeah. It's all
Jiu-jitsu?
dick sucking, dude. Yeah.
Just rolling around.
Yeah, just rolling around, sweating. You
Yeah.
know?
It's got to be kind of nice. Do you use any
Dude.
of the moves while you're fucking?
I gotta tell you, there is that thing you know how Lewis walks around and he's shadow boxing you anytime you try to even have a he's just, dude. Every time I come back from jujitsu, I'm immediately trying to fucking take down my wife. I'm just and she's just stop. Every time
Yeah.
I'll go up behind her, she thinks I'm gonna give her a nice hug, and then I'm fucking arm
Yeah.
pull, it feels to get someone to tap out is and I realized my having long legs and having incredibly sharp bony features is a huge advantage. So I'm my thing I'm able to do very well is to guillotine people, get them in that headlock and then crank on their neck, or get a rear naked choke. And with my bony ass forearms, it feels the best I've ever. It's the most masculine.
What would
I've ever
you
felt in my
What
life.
would you do if you and I were in a fight? What's your first move?
I gotta wait. For me, I'm not coming out. It's just this is my mentality. Same mentality I had with dodgeball back in the day. I didn't have an arm. I had Johnny Damon's arm. Okay, I can't throw.
Yeah.
I can feel like a son of a
Yeah.
bitch, and I'm quick.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait for you, and then I'm gonna try and slip and bring you to the ground, and then you're fucked beyond belief. But if it's a stand and bang fist,
How much
thing,
do you weigh?
170.
Yeah, it'd be pretty even. I'm 180 now.
Yeah. A stand and bang is not gonna be. You got me.
Well, that's
clean.
why I would just try not to.
Yeah, but it's hard.
But your
every
reach.
single fight, I gotta reach. Every single fight let it last more than like 10 seconds and anywhere always goes to the ground.
Yeah, because
Ever.
it's so tiring. I mean,
Yeah, no, like think of any street fight video you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And no one stands up like
Yeah.
this for
Yeah.
20 seconds. For the first person swings, the second guy runs in and tackles them, and then it's
Yeah.
just a ground fight.
True.
Yeah, yeah. They
So
throw
it's
like a too hard wild kick, and they like
Yeah,
spin,
yeah, it's like,
fall.
yeah, exactly. One guy comes in with a fucking, he's trying to do the Street Fighter kick. Yeah.
He's on the ground.
Yeah.
what's the worst thing you've ever seen in a fight?
In like online or in real
No,
life?
live.
It's like my mother's face.
Dude, I mean, I've seen kids get like cracked and then like hit, fall back and hit their head on like on cement and shit, where you're like, that just does such permanent damage you can't even begin to.
Some dude got curb stomped in high school.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Like actual
American
teeth on
History
the,
X style.
Yeah.
Then they're dead.
No, they're not dead.
What do you mean? Did they have any teeth?
I mean, I didn't stick around to see the fucking tomato
Dude, that
soup.
sound,
Wait, is that so-
that sound in American History X, not even of the thing,
Just
but when
him
they did the
putting the
extreme
teeth
close up
to
of
the
the
curb.
teeth,
The teeth
scraping
touching.
across it is one of the worst things.
Hiya!
Yeah.
Hiya!
Two things that should never be in contact with one another.
Yeah. It makes you do this.
Dude, that's
But
Yeah.
how do you do that and not kill him? What do you do? It's like a lob wedge kind of thing?
Yeah, and also, how do you get them
You
to
don't
stay
kill
there?
him. He
Take
doesn't
30%
How do you
die.
get
off.
them to stay there? He dies
breaks his
very
neck.
quickly in the movie.
breaks
Yeah, of
his
course
neck,
they do.
yeah.
It's easier. You got to get rid of that
Dude,
character.
how ripped is Edward Norton in that movie?
No, he took
dude?
steroids.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all these stars do.
Sure.
They also have private chefs.
It's not a comparison between you and him.
No, I get pissed
Ryan
off.
Reynolds and Blade
I get pissed
Trinity.
off with like
Not
you
enough people are saying how jacked you are because Ed Norton took steroids in American
in
History.
1996.
He's taking away my son, dude.
Yeah. Stolen valor.
Yeah, this takes 3 hours a day for 30 years, Nordo. I love when people ask you, like, how do you stay in shape at 43? It's like, well, you just have to be sore every day for 35 years.
Yeah.
It's literally every day.
It's brutal.
It's
You
the
never took
best.
anything ever in your life?
No, I took creatine.
Yeah, it's not anything. No.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I never took anything either.
I was built like ridiculous. I was just all top heavy, and we used to make this joke about like this one dude went to the gym and he was a steroid. We called him the Rooster. He had like WWE look. His face was one of the ugliest guys you can ever imagine. He's bright red,
Yeah.
and his body just went like this. Just like two little. It was like a bowling ball on
Like a
fucking
flamingo?
chopsticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, a flamingo.
ball on
Yeah. Dude, it was nuts. And I kind of had that body for a while because it was all push and pull, and I never worked on my legs.
Sure.
Until
No one wants to do
college,
legs, man.
yeah.
Legs, that was my only thing that I ever had because I did like crew in college. So that's 95.
Of course you
percent
did.
legs. Yeah, dude. I wasn't a coxsman though. I was fucking.
you can't be
in
with
there?
that length.
Yeah.
Cocksmiths are the little midges you put on the court.
Yeah. They're like jockeys.
They're jockeys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're white jockeys.
Yeah, jockeys, I feel like. Or I guess
No, they're not.
Now, yeah.
No jockeys are white. They're getting their jobs taken like the mid-infielders.
Because we're not.
That is a real.
all
Are you saying
Dominican
white
that is a
people
real
aren't
crisis.
tiny anymore?
We're still tiny. We're just not as good as the
We're
brown
not good at
people.
being tiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was crazy. And then I have this like thing in my knee, these like loose. It's like
Cartilage?
P-shaped, yeah, like plica it's called. So basically, all the movements of it would make my knee swell, and they were like, you could either get arthroscopic surgery for that, or you could just stop doing crew. And I'm like, I don't even know why I'm doing. The only reason I did crew to begin with is because when we were freshmen, these sophomores on the crew team came by and were like, we'll take you guys out, night of drinking, all drinks on us.
Yeah.
We'll buy you guys as much beer as you want for your room. We'll buy as much liquor as you want for your room. And we're like, fuck yeah. And then it's like, 40 shots in. They're like, you guys want to do crew? We're like, sure, whatever, dude. And they're
Yeah.
like, nice. Meet us tomorrow at 5 a.m.
It's
And
crazy.
you're like, you're in the freezing cold, stepping in goose shit, trying to bring a boat down onto a
Why
lake.
did they do the 5 a.m. bullshit?
I don't know why it had to be so early, but that was immediately what made me. Again, I did it for, almost a year because my other roommates did it too. So it was kind of like an accountability, like,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
fucking go. But the second I had the knee thing, I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm done. I'm not going to do that.
I've said this before. Lacrosse is a close second, but crew individuals are the most insufferable athletes
It's tough
to ever be around.
Yeah, it's tough.
Just tall,
man.
rich kids.
I never felt like I never even heard of crew before college. I didn't feel like because I used to do like track and I would do high jump and hurdles and all that shit when I was in high school, but they didn't have it in my college. They only had distance running, and they were basically like, if they're like, we could do it if you want to be your own coach, and I'm like, absolutely. Do I not? If there's not someone screaming at me, I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
But
that's
can you
why
give
I-
yourself a scholarship?
No, yeah,
You're like, I was recruited.
yeah.
Here's my letter.
Yeah, coach wanted me bad.
That was so fun. Doing high jump though was like the most fun thing ever because it was just I used to have like pretty good ups for
That's
like
how Chris gets on this couch.
Yeah, Fosbury flop. Dude.
You ever see those videos like somebody
Just round in the corner from the kitchen.
yeah, taking a nice hard C into here. Yeah.
just staying there for 3 days?
Dude, Fosbury.
Do you ever see those edits where they'll show like a little person doing like shot put, and as soon as the shot put leaves the screen, you just see like a bowl of blueberries, and you see the blueberry jump into it, dude. They fucking crush me. And there's one where like there's like a little person playing, doing those ropes like the gym.
Yeah.
And then it's just some black dude like, come on, man, tie my shoes. He just like the shoelaces go. Oh man,
God, it's so simple.
little people. It is so
good.
simple.
Yeah. Simplicity's better with the internet, man. You know, you don't have to overthink it.
Yeah.
Shout out to my midgies. We got a huge little person fan base.
Well, huge.
Expansive.
We have a gathering.
Yeah.
Expensive. That's great.
We don't. I'm kidding, but I wish we did.
We
I mean, you
Chris
might.
and I.
Like a little.
Oh, I see you're still on the puns.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay.
I see what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You have something to promote, Mike?
Why are you mad?
Yeah,
What the
we-
hell was that?
yeah.
You literally started still the fucking
I
puns,
got
huh?
pissed.
He had a flashback to the Eagles game. Yeah.
Dude,
I got.
$1,200 I lost.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. That really sucks. I guess, yeah, I do have something to promote. What a terrible way to segue that.
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
I
What do you
guess
want
I
to?
do.
What do you have
Yeah.
to
No, I'm
say?
not
yeah.
pissed. I'm just anxious.
You're like
the
looking
game
through,
starts
like,
in an
loose
hour.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
I think I got it. I don't know. How much is it toll?
Why isn't this cashless? You know?
No, Easy Pass?
Yeah. I got a comedy special, Mike Feeney Night at the Comedy Cellar. I don't know when this is coming out, but
This
it's
will be
coming
out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's already out. Please go watch it. It's on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mike Feeney Comedy. It's quick. I made a quick 20-minute special. I decided to do all 4 rooms of the Comedy Cellar in one night. I put that all together. That wasn't enough, so I decided to direct it and to edit it myself. So, which is why it's taken nearly a year for it to come out. But
yep.
it's
That's agony.
yeah, it's
Wait, but you had
absolute
camera
agony.
work help, right?
Yeah. I had James Webb help me shoot. He was the DP. He was awesome doing. He was the only person that I pitched it to like a bunch of production companies, and literally every single one was like, can't be done, not going to work. So one company quoted me at $200,000 to shoot that, and I was just like,
fuck yourself.
and I'm like, you don't understand. Like they're like, we have to match the lighting and change. And I'm like, no. The exact point I'm trying for is like the tone of showing how different each of the 4
most
rooms.
production companies are fucking useless, and they're
It's-
only making $1 off the true artists.
It's just insane. And they were like, it can't be done. It can't be done. So I was like, I'm telling you, it can be done. And James Webb, to his credit, and he shot, Norman and Sam's Netflix specials. He was just like, I can see what you're trying to shoot. And he's like, and he even said to this day, he's like, it's the hardest special I ever shot in my life. Cause we were just literally
Constantly moving,
no
yeah.
lighting was added. We did like me doing spots on like a regular showcase night at the
Yeah,
Cellar.
yeah.
So it's just like, we set up, then we do that, then we run to the next room. So I'm proud of how it came out. I hope people watch it and share it and like it, because if not, I have wasted a substantial amount of my time.
Dude, that rules, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Congrats.
that's fucking awesome. It is funny that like I feel like so many production companies, especially in New York, I feel like are like someone just took out a loan from their parents
100%.
and they're just trying to pay it off.
They're
You know
renting
what I mean?
equipment. That's all
Yeah.
they do. They don't
Yeah.
fucking, and they
Yeah.
take an exorbitant amount of money off.
Or they bought all the equipment.
Yeah.
They were
Well,
like,
yeah. There's
Or their
Palestine,
dad-
and then
yeah,
there's
yeah.
It's just it was infuriating to see them all just kind of be like, I'm not, like just the lack of creativity or vision these companies have. Dude.
Yes.
Or they're like, so you want to do like. They didn't even understand, like, so you're going to do like a joke in this, and then I had to spoon feed them, like, no, it's going to be like one room, and then I show a bunch, and then I go to the next one, and then it's and they're like, yeah, but like, how do you know what jokes you're gonna do? And I'm like, I'll do it. I'll just fucking do it. I'll do it. You know.
And the editing, I've heard editing for a comedy special. If it's not coming from an actual comic, they are fucking clueless.
You need
Schultz,
somebody with
Schultz was talking about this on Set of Tires.
It's incredibly important. You need someone with comedic timing, and I've like edited since college, so I like know how to edit. But editing yourself is brutal. I mean, it's the watching your. If you were, I mean, so
I can't even watch the clips he sends us.
Right, that's what
I'm
I'm
just
saying.
like, it gives me too much anxiety.
So having to edit my own thing and then go through it, and there was a ton of like issues where all of a sudden it's like one of the sets, like the sound was like getting corrupted, like there's just all these little like problems I had to navigate. One of the crowds was so bad in one of the rooms. Ian was the host for that show that I was on, and I put it in the credits because I think it's fucking hilarious. But his intro for me, he hated them so much. He did a joke, it got nothing. And he was like, well, I have no recourse at this point besides to lock the doors from the outside and burn you all alive. Anyway, this ex-comedian's one of my best friends. Just like buries me. You know, it's just like no chance of success. But it's like, you know, it just was.
If you laugh, I will unlock the door.
Yeah. I think it does show kind of like, you know, that little bit of like where we are. And it's not like I don't think it's like documentary style where there's no like interviews. It's just me just going to shows, doing spots with like so there's no like, you know.
That is sick. Did you purposely take certain jokes from each room or the best joke from each room?
Yeah, I did like a slightly different sets, but I took like some of the best moments I just wanted to show the best moments from each and just kind of highlight.
How did you know what jokes you were gonna do? And each?
Well, I planned.
Just trying to ask the production company questions.
Are you doing a bit, dude?
Weird, yeah. Did you match the lighting to each room?
Well, yeah. Well, that's the funny part too. Is like you kind of have like an idea of what you want to talk about, but then like you have to go. All right, I got this joke did really well in this, and then you go like, I know I didn't get it on that take, so now I got to make sure I work it into this set, that kind of a thing. But I also figured, I was like, dude, I think the hour special, outside of people, you know, the Shanes and Schultzes of the world, the people who have like that big of a fan base,
it's a lot.
I think an hour of comedy is like a dead, dying thing. I talked to somebody at Netflix. They said the average watch time for a Netflix special is 24 minutes. So it's nobody needs an hour from me. And I'd rather have people be like, why is this so short versus me burn an extra 40 minutes that no one's going to
I think it's
care
smart.
to see.
It's kind of what Quibi tried to do with the 15-minute episodes.
Yeah, I mean, Stavros did that with success. Akash has done it. You know what I mean? It's like people. It's like I think that's just like a
Is
shorter
that the Lion
form.
Indian?
No,
that's
Hassan
Hassan
Minhaj.
Minhaj.
I know.
Oh my god,
That's funny.
that story is so
funny.
nuts.
Why is that not funny? Mixing up Indian guys isn't funny anymore.
Guys, fucking stonewalling.
Just a
me.
couple white guys
was
drinking on the
America.
couch. Can't talk about funny Indian guys.
So
What
please,
story?
you know,
Tell it. I don't even know about it.
Oh, Hassan Minhaj.
He lied about his kid
lied
having
about,
like.
he
about a lot
lied
of
about
stuff.
everything, and he doesn't get how his lies are different than like Dave Chappelle talking about buying weed from a baby. He
lied about
fully
anthrax.
doesn't understand.
Lied about
yeah.
anthrax getting sent to his house with his daughter, opening it. That never.
He said his daughter touched anthrax.
like the letter that
He said that it's like an angry person sent him anthrax. He thought, and it fell on his daughter.
He said this on stage or off stage.
He
On
said it in
stage.
interviews, in
And
addition to,
interviews,
but like he said
yeah.
it on stage, but then also in interviews, seriously, incredibly seriously.
Is this like the Ranazizi 9/11 kind of thing where he just got caught?
It is
he
in
didn't
the-
care?
No.
He
The
didn't
Ra-
care.
The Ranazizi 9/11 thing is totally excusable in my.
Yeah,
my
we've already
opinion.
been over
Yeah,
this.
Yeah,
This
seems well. The thing that was weird to me was the
That's an honest mistake.
everybody.
He also lied about 9/11.
You moved to
I
LA.
get that.
You moved to LA right after 9/11. You want to ingratiate yourself.
Yeah.
People go, "Oh, I'm from New York," and they go, "Oh, were you around
Yeah.
9/11?" You go, "I was in it." And then
Yeah,
and then next
yeah,
thing you know,
yeah.
it becomes a whole thing.
Yeah, you want to see a burn?
Yeah.
He wasn't on stage going like, "This is the office that I was in," and like a picture, and like, "This is the guy that I sat next to," and a picture of a guy, and like.
Well, there was also a story. The other thing about his son that I've at least heard that's not true, which is to me like the craziest part, was that he had this girlfriend, or no, there was this girl in high school that he was friends with that he tried to take to prom, and then his story is he showed up to pick her up from prom, and she was going with somebody else. He showed up at the door with the corsage. He was completely devastated and embarrassed in front of everybody and all this other stuff. Her story is like, we were never going together. We were friends. I told him weeks ahead of time I wasn't going with him.
Yeah.
I went with somebody else. And then he did like kind of like a one-man show thing where he invited her and her now husband, who is an Indian man, and like used pictures of her, talked about her, like she got doxxed like horribly, like, and all of this stuff about being like, she's like basically saying that her family wouldn't allow her to go with Hassan because he was a brown man. Like, oh, well, he's married. She's married to a brown man.
Oh my God.
So like she got doxxed. She was like, please don't use
So
this.
he basically called on 1 billion soldiers to make this bitch's life's hell.
And he was like, she was like, please don't use my image or name. And he did. So all that stuff. So that's the kind of like, that to me was a little psychotic, but
Yeah,
They
He'll
were
still-
like,
he'll
why
still
would
get
you
all
make
the
it
stuff.
something? What?
he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He'll
gonna be
still
fine.
get all the stuff.
He's not getting the Daily Show, I guess, anymore, but
Yeah.
he'll be okay. But it was very.
There's one common denominator in that saves him.
And what's that?
the tap.
Yeah, the metronome. yeah.
I'm counting your time.
But
Like
it's
a scene
just
from a spy movie.
yeah.
It was like trying to do the
Red wire, blue wire, red wire. I don't know. That's kind of fucking crazy, dude.
It's
but-
insane. And then they were like, when they were like, that didn't happen. Why did you say that? And he was like, well, it happened to somebody. Like, what?
That's his excuse?
Yeah. It'd be like if my whole act was about like being like violently beaten as
Yeah.
a child
Sexually
every night.
assaulted.
Yeah. Like the Goodwill Hunting thing. He was like, you choose between a wrench and a
Yeah.
belt.
I
then they
chose
were-
revenge because fuck him. That's
here's
why.
the thing,
and
too,
they were
it's
like,
not
but that
just
didn't
that.
happen to you. And I'd be like, well, it happened to somebody.
yeah. It's your
Somebody's
emotional.
got to be talking about
It's
it.
your emotional truth. That's what
yeah.
he said. But also, it's like a thing of like, it's one thing to say it on stage because I guess technically under the guise of like, hey, comics make up shit on stage. Like, Rodney Dangerfield's wife didn't really hate him, all that stuff. But it's like when you say it off stage, like I know comics who he told that story to at like the Comedy Cellar table, like in
Yeah,
earnest.
yeah,
like
yeah,
this, like
yeah.
is a real thing that happened to me. It's
Yes.
like
That's a sociopath.
that's a different level. Yeah, that's a different level of sociopath to be able to do that.
Wow. Hopefully he does a correspondence dinner this year.
Yeah. He's
I think
still,
he already has, right?
Yeah, he did it. Yeah, he did it
makes
already.
sense.
Yeah. He did
I
it.
actually have no ill will.
He's trying to be like. He's trying to be.
I'm
like,
just
I've
starting to get
never met
fired
him
up.
at all. Probably a great guy.
Yeah.
But no.
I don't know. He's always struck.
No,
me
Chris,
as-
we're telling stories. We're telling stories of him being a good guy.
Yeah, this is an emotional truth.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
The only thing is, off stage, off camera, this doesn't happen.
I'm doing stand-up special. Like, this is my best friend. Just picture him.
Unrelated to
These are all the nice things he's done.
I just
Fictional
remembered
stories.
a very funny thing, another thing from Skankfest, not to bring it back to that really fast, but of, I won't say who they were beefing with, but, the Philly boys from the, was it Deer in the Do-Rag? Is that the name of that podcast,
yeah.
right? Naeem.
Naeem in the wig?
And the wig. Yeah, so
The
they
legendary wig.
they were in a,
He doesn't know what that means.
Yes, I do.
No.
Oh, not the legendary. but-
The legendary. There's this guy in Philly who
Yeah.
called himself the legendary Wid,
Fun.
and he would bring toys on stage and then just do all like play on word stuff.
Well, they were
Murdered.
Murders.
They were in a bit of a tussle with another comedian, and it was one of those things. I'll tell you off there because I think they made up or whatever. But it was a real thing where it was like, blunts and drinks are involved and everything
Oh
else
yeah, I
is
think I
involved.
remember Naeem saying something.
Yeah,
like,
so they were.
I was like, what?
It really,
and then he doubled down. I was like, okay.
it really,
all right now.
It really struck me because it reminded me so much of like Long Island house parties when you're drinking, when you got beef with somebody, so you start like loudly talking shit, like
Yeah.
in the hopes that it like people at
gets
the
around.
party go back to that.
Yeah,
go,
that's
this
when you know
guy's
they
talking
mean
shit.
it.
Because that way they want you to come over. So that way, like, oh, he approached me, so now we can
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
go.
yes.
Like it was like
Yeah.
they were like going, they were doing
Yeah.
a PR tour of
Yeah.
Skankfest. But
That's why I wouldn't date Patty McNamara, that pig.
But dude,
they got, as the night rolls on, they're getting more fucked up. And at one point they kept like, they were rallying people, be like, so when this goes down, like, you got us, right? You're on our side. You got our backs. And we're like, dude, like, I think we were on like acid. We're like, come on, man. Like, let's all
It's the
calm
last
down.
thing I want to do is fist fight right
it's the last
now.
thing I want to do. And then so
You fist fight on Molly, you actually come. It's pretty.
I made that mistake one too many times.
Now I can't not come when I fight. But it was, but so at one point though, they had like Brendan, Cannon, and I. They had us kind of like literally cornered against a wall, and they're like, "Nah, man, fuck that guy. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him." And then at one point, I go to Drew. I go, "Who are you guys?" I go, "Who are we talking about again?" And he was just like, "Dude, fuck. Who are we mad at?" And he's like, hold on. Who the fuck are we? And he goes, "Naeem, who are we beefing with?" And Naeem walks up and he's just like, "Man, here's the thing. When I hate somebody, I don't even remember them." And I'm like, that's the funniest thing to just be. They couldn't even remember who they wanted to fight at that point because they were getting so fucked up. And then Naeem just trying to play it off like, "I don't even remember people that I'm mad at." And you're like, dude. And then someone reminded them, and then it of course spiraled into. And then I saw them nose to nose in the green room about 25 minutes later, and I was like, "Let me get out of here."
I saw that.
And I love those guys, but it's like, damn, that's so embarrassing. That's like watching a documentary about just like LARPing or something, and two guys like going toe to toe.
Yeah, it's like it's fun to watch when you have no involvement in it.
Comedians fighting.
Yeah, it's
Jesus
tough.
Christ.
Well, but Naeem like can fight. You know, he can scrap. Like I'm not. I wouldn't want to fight a guy who used to be a boxer.
Yeah, I wish they fought.
You're still at a comedy festival.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you're still.
it's better than some of the shows, right?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
I mean, no offense to the festival or the.
I think it's pretty
but
well documented.
Seeing a fist fight in the
the
green
fighting
room
is
is better than
the
any
fights
show.
are built into the festival.
Yeah.
Quite literally. I mean, we all, Mike, Brendan, and I all canceled our last show to do acid. And
Yeah.
they're like, "So why aren't you going to do this 11 p.m. on a
I had
Sunday show?" And I was like,
I had one at midnight.
Yeah.
I'm not doing a midnight Sunday show.
They're like, "You sure you don't want to do it?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
And then we were like, you're on acid, so you're just walking around. So they're like, "Hey, the show's going on.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
hop on."
yeah,
And we're like,
You're on him too. You're like, no way.
yeah.
"See ya." You know?
Just how you walk away, you go, don't go that way.
Well, it's
again.
also like I had like 6 or 7 shows in
Yeah.
like 4 days.
Yeah, the podcasts are my favorite
No,
part
they're
about
so
it
fun, dude.
because they're like a podcast audience. They're used to like listening,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
it's so those pops that you get from the laughs that
Dude,
that
our
feels.
we had Bobby Kelly and Sam Talon on. It was like
Yeah, I took that picture of you cutting the hair.
Yeah. Oh, so he
So
texted me
fun.
an hour before. He's like, "Hey, can you cut my hair? Did you bring your clippers?" I'm like, "I'm not a traveling barber. I didn't bring it." The clipper kit.
You are a
is-
traveling barber.
Is
You did have it though.
no, I didn't bring it. I had a beard trimmer, and he's like, "That'll work. I got a wedding tomorrow." I'm like, "It's not gonna work. I know for a fact it's not gonna work.
I think he looked good. I saw some of the wedding pictures too, and he looked good.
I gotta check
That's
him out."
so funny.
All I did was shorten his sideburns and shorten his fucking.
It's so funny, dude,
mullet.
because like
That's all you need.
after he got off stage, it was like the exact opposite of like your version of the story, where he's like, "I don't know, man. I just wanted to try to get Tommy cut's hair. I thought he could cut my hair, and then all of a sudden he had to like cut it on the podcast." He's like, "Is it okay?" Like he was like he got so self-conscious about it, where he's like, "I just wanted a haircut. I didn't know. I didn't know it was gonna be content." You know, like,
He said that. And he goes, "No, let's do it on the pod. It's good content."
so
I
funny.
was like, "It is
Everyone's
funny."
just a lying sack of shit, and I love Sam.
He was nervous about it because he couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Couldn't see the hair.
I caught some shrapnel. Yeah, so did Bobby.
Why?
Oh
It's
yeah,
just-
dude.
Sam just
that
started
line-
going like full roast.
dude. When he hit that, when Bobby told that
We were
story,
getting fucking
Dude,
Bobby
Sam,
told
let me
us-
tell you something. Sam has loaded bullets.
dude.
He's got 7 chambers for everything.
No, it's literally like the Matrix when they like load up. The,
yeah. I think he goes home every night and just picks one. He'll just throw a dart at a board, and he's like, "I'm going to spend an hour writing roast jokes on that person, and when the day comes, he's going to get hit with
he's
3
so
or 4
funny.
of these."
He's so funny, man.
He's the fucking best. He's such a good hang. He didn't win me any money this year. Last year, we just sat at the blackjack table with the Are You Garbage Boys.
Yeah,
That saved me from getting sick and doing drugs all night.
yeah.
Because we would just sit there for 3 hours. And I would just look at Sam and I go, "Sam," and he's like, "Hit." Like, I didn't do anything for myself outside of a pocket blackjack.
That's what Gardini did that weekend, and he made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
He just sat next to Sam.
Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam like
Fuck.
guided him through everything. He did great. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It's so funny. Yeah. I I think when you're talking, because I feel like Sam just reads so much. He's got things people have said in books that are brutal.
Yeah, I mean, he had that line. I don't remember the setup to. Bobby
the
told
most
like a long
literate dude I've
story,
ever heard.
and he was like, "Oh, that did that," and then this story waned. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then-
yeah.
And
No,
Bobby,
Bobby's talking
wax,
about- yeah.
oh,
He
said
wax.
wax,
Yeah, he got
yeah.
waxed, and this story
Yeah.
waned. And
Yeah,
then
it was like,
Bobby got.
oh my
I know
God.
Bobby, so like I could see him get pissed. Where he's like, "Oh, fucking guy reads. I get it. He
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
reads books." Like, he's like, I don't know Bruce Wayne. Like he was getting so angry at it. Like, oh man, because I know, Bobby's like, Bobby's such an old school comic guy with like, slamming each other and stuff. But like, he's not known for taking the hit from comics that are below him in terms of like experience level.
Oh,
so
dude.
it's like. It was really funny to watch because Sam was like crushing.
And
it's
like he'll throw that type of like complicated mean thing at you, and you have to you're like the bully in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you like do the math.
It's
to
the
figure
Matt
out how they're
Damon. It's
making
Matt
fun of you.
Damon in
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
where he's like he does like an educated slam, and you're like, well, now I'm mad for two reasons.
yeah.
I'm too dumb to understand what you
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
know it was a slam. Yeah, that bothered
All right,
me.
dude. Thank you.
Buddy, thanks for having me.
Holy shit!
Is that it? It's fast.
Was it an hour?
Is it 1 hour exactly?
Yes, 59 minutes.
That's good, dude.
Wow, look at your internal
very
clock.
good.
Fucking crazy.
I'm very, very good.
That's
I'm
what
usually,
the fingers were doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
The whole
7, 8, 1, 2,
time
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hell yeah, dude.
All right. Well, what date does it come out exactly?
It comes out October 27th, so if this comes out in a couple weeks, it's
Yeah,
already
yeah.
out. So on my
Yeah.
YouTube, youtube.com/Mike Feeney Comedy. Please watch it, share it with some friends. I'd really appreciate it. If
Yeah,
not,
give it a look.
you know
it's
what?
good.
I got one. So I got something to plug.
And I am Mike Feeney on all social media if you care.
I am Mike Feeney.
On November
Yeah.
On
I'm Mike Feeney.
November 9th, the New York Comedy Festival is running our short film that Sam Rubinoff wrote and directed.
Oh, nice.
I mean, lister in. So you buy tickets to that.
Yeah, if you're in
It's
the New
at,
York area, New York Comedy Festival.
Yeah, New York Comedy Festival. Look up the Civic Duty screening. He asked me to say that.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to say it.
Yes,
I don't know why. I don't
Why'd
know
you
why.
add that part?
Dude, my head's somewhere else right now.
Where
yeah,
is it?
on
Citizens
Game
Bank
One.
Park.
Yeah.
We
That's
got
it.
we got hours before that goes.
Nah, I'm not doing the Patreon.
Happy hour?
I'm going to go drink. Yeah, we're going to drink before the game.
Let's go get a happy hour.
Yeah.
What are you kidding?
No.
Come on,
It's
do
a
it later.
playoff game. We'll do this later. We got
Yeah.
fucking time.
Do it afterwards. A Patreon, a postseason Philly Patreon
The
post
game's
game.
at 8:00.
So what? It's all set up. All you got to do is press record.
It's 5.
Exactly. That only gives us two hours of drinking.
2 hours of drinking, 1 hour of podcast, and then you go right back to the game. What is going on with this?
Yeah, he's being a real curmudgeon.
I didn't know we were only going to have one drink.
It's
If it works.
yay. All right, we'll power through a Patreon. You want to stick around, then we'll go get drunk?
Dude, that first hour ripped by.
It did.
I honestly thought we had 40
We're
minutes.
bleeding into the second one.
Yeah,
Let's get
all
out
right.
of here.